Your daily out with me.
Yeah. Hey, but it's a program.
Yeah.
We're playing the dice game.
And we're doing that too.
We're on TV once again with the everyday drill machines, and we start talking.
We'll be here for an hour.
Yeah, here we go. Look at this.
Wait a minute. Oh, button. There. I don't know what is going. Okay, dice game. Sure. Okay, yeah. Well, no, I had 4 hours of sleep. Well, yeah, for real, like really, and I tacked 4 hours on to the 2 hours. I crashed for 2 hours, and I reached for my phone, and it was like 9:04, and then it was like, now it's like 9:21, and I'm like, yeah. And so, then I looked on Messenger, and you said you were active as of 2 minutes ago, so I was like, oh, crap. Gotta get downtown, so, yeah. Well, yeah, so, I don't know, I said it was going to be a long day, but I didn't know how long that long day would be the long day. Well, except if you get up by 8 o'clock, no, 7 o'clock, 7:30. Fuck, I don't even. But I left my apartment and said like by 8 o'clock. I left my apartment by 8:30 because it was like caucus day. Come on, caucus day. Yeah, happy holiday. So that was all kind of interesting, and the video is in production right now. I'll get to that in a moment, but yeah, so Garfield Elementary kind of turned into a sweat lodge for me. I mean, like literally, because people were like elbow to elbow, basically. Everyone wanted to vote for apparently Bernie, like have such a strong showing for caucuses that this is just what I believe, that people like came out of the woodwork or wanted to express, by being present at the caucus to vote for, Hillary or whatever. And I only say that because I did caucus 8 years ago, I guess. That's what it was, when the Kucinich versus Obama versus Clinton, and I was kind of either swaying towards Kucinich or Obama. I don't. Well, Obama or Kucinich, I guess. I don't know. I seem to. It seemed that he dropped out. This is the state representative that was entertaining, moving out here once I think Ohio redistricted itself or whatever, and it was like just came out to Washington State. I took a picture of him actually, and I didn't put. Yeah, I didn't post it on Facebook or whatever the social media thing was. I don't know. Maybe not that I was not that active in 2010, or maybe I did have an account, but no. But I believe that could have probably been the case while he was in transition, I guess, in one sense or another, from coming out of like Ohio. I believe he represented to Washington State. So when I was over there, there was a gymnasium. I was there caucusing, and it was like kind of like it was lots of open-aired people, so I was like totally under the impression, this was over at an elementary school over by Tumwater. That's where I lived with my sister, on the way to Little Rock, pretty much. It's really that rural, Tumwater Boulevard or Road, following Costco, down to, past like Graveyard or whatever, the roundabout for the, now it has a roundabout for Walmart and whatnot. So so I was like caucusing, and then it's like wrapping up the gear, and I got I didn't necessarily get myself to be delegate myself, but I filled out in some sort of like of an affidavit or whatever. And so I got no. In speaking for the delegate, I guess that there were a lot of more passionate people, which is great. I want people to be, passionate of who they're representing, and certainly other people were like, I want to,
You weren't very confident?
Well, I was reading from my phone, and I had 4 hours of sleep and whatnot.
Oh,
So,
I guess that wouldn't make you a very good delegate, huh?
well, then usually when I read from my phone anyway, it's like, could be seen as maybe a little bit nervous or whatever. I mean, hey, it's my first time really doing this, advocating for a national figure.
So you didn't make it?
No, I didn't make it, but what I did was that there in case one of the 4, we got 4 delegates from my neighborhood, and one of the 4, if they're unavailable, then I could be the second in line.
An alternate?
That's
those 4 are gonna
that's
go
the
to
key word, alternate.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
4 are going to go to the Democratic National Convention?
No. So had gotten this paperwork to there's a county, some sort of county thing, where everyone is gonna make their claim, and then the county gets a certain number of delegates to go on to statewide, and then to the convention. So there are 2 more nomination processes that one needs to go through. So first is neighborhood, then it's county, then it's statewide, and then you go to the national convention in Pittsburgh. And whether or not that happens is fine. I have now seen the light, I guess, in some sense, maybe to not read his positions, maybe not to be awake up until like 4 hours before I need to go to bed or wake up, or I don't know. I sometimes I'm like, you know, doing a lot of things at home.
Like what?
Well, posting or
Yeah, nothing.
thanks, Mom. At Summit Lake right now, not here. So my mom's not here, but she's at Summit Lake. Anyway,
What's she doing somewhere like?
she is probably watching. Yeah, wow, maybe one of the Chris Hayes or I'll probably have to get to that. You know, they're kind of really. Chris Hayes is one of the people at MSNBC. MSNBC, I think.
You go see people, like news people?
Through the TV, yeah. Did you do that? I mean, if you're somewhat of a news junkie.
She's watching the news?
My parents are kind of news junkies. Maybe that's where I, you know, got my interest in media. Yeah, so,
You got it from the news?
well, the apple didn't fall far from the tree if parents are just as interested about something like the child is or whatever.
News?
Oh yeah. Back when David Brinkley hosted This Week with David Brinkley.
Christy Brinkley?
No, he's I think he long since passed away now, but it was a Sunday morning political talk show like Meet the Press or Face the Nation. Now it's just, well, maybe now it's probably This Week with George Stephanopoulos, which is like, he's kind of like a Clinton insider, some sort of Clinton cabinet or press guy, I'm not sure. What is connection to the Clinton, yeah.
Well, how did they decide who the delegates and how, like, did they
Oh,
vote?
people stepped forward. So,
Oh, you didn't step forward though?
no, of course they did.
Oh, you did, but so.
So the final tally, I think, was 84 people were there for Sanders.
Yeah.
5 people were there for Clinton.
Only 5, huh?
Only 5.
And what were
And
they
the-
doing?
and-
were they
and-
upset that there was only 5 of them?
Well, one of the women came forward to speak about her candidate, and she felt maybe somewhat marginalized. You know that.
Did she say that?
In some degree, I think that's what she said.
Why was it? Yeah. Why was only?
Well, hey, this place that we were meeting at, it was, you know, like packed like a sardine can almost, at least for 30 minutes or whatever. Maybe people were just like lost, you know.
Why was there only 5? Yeah. Why was only 5 for Clinton? I mean, that's pretty far out to me.
Well, yeah, it is, but you know, it kind of speaks to maybe the potential popularity that a candidate would have.
Just in that neighborhood, so obviously.
Well, sure.
What were they? What were people who for Clinton? Were they like upset that there was only 5 of them? Though?
Well,
Were they in their own corner, like by themselves? Like
no. So, it would really be helpful for me to illustrate this, you know, through the camera. But basically, people were just all around. Lunchroom tables. They brought lunchroom tables and to the gymnasium of Garfield Elementary. Yeah, and so each neighborhood had its own like lunch table, and when you pack this, you know, auditorium or gymnasium or whatever filled with people, you know, people are like confused and whatnot, and but eventually people found their place, and so like at my, you know, district or whatever, precinct, I guess you could call it, people were all around this lunch table, and people were just like, you know, stepping forward or like, okay, do I hear once or twice, 3 times, you know, last call for, you know, try to be a delegate for your candidate or whatever, or try to, last call to submit your ballot. You had some sort of, I don't want to say it's a provisional ballot in some sense, but it was a ballot that you wrote your, you know, for your candidate twice. You know, you could say undecided, and then you reached this table, and we reached this dialogue, and we're at this point where a first tally is counted, and then the second tally is counted, and there would be undecideds, there would be Clinton, and there would be Sanders. And so the undecideds all huddled around this lunch table would advocate, you know, hey, okay, I'm not undecided right now, but I'm going to be, I'll move towards Bernie, or I'll move towards Hillary, or I could be undecided up until November. If you're undecided past November, definitely past election day of November,
That's hard.
you know, then you might want to roll the dice, or you had not voted at all. So yeah, people, the way that it was calculated, there were 2 undecideds that happened at round 2, or round 1, and at round 2, I think the undecideds went to Sanders, and 3 or 5 goes into 84, I guess, 4 times or whatever. They had some sort of like math that that they divided or rounded up or rounded down or whatever, and so there wouldn't be 1 delegate that could be awarded on behalf of Hillary, but there would be 4 delegates based upon the neighborhood that we were at for Bernie, in terms of like population, and you know, like 98 responders or whatever, 90 somehow worked into the math that, you know, it was proportional representation. So went through all of that, and then I basically filled out, you know, my alternative, like be like a potential delegate in the future. It's not quite so official, but well, there were other people that were, I guess, a little bit more forceful and spoke from the heart or whatever.
So you backed down?
No. I didn't back down. I have like a.
What's the process of picking the delegates though? So people are like,
well, there were 7 people that wanted to get, and only 4 slots to fill.
Okay.
And so the 80 some odd people all voted for whoever else I might have been 7th in line. I don't know, but you know, after I spoke, I was like, oh, this is nice, nice applause. Thank you, people. And so I'm like, wow, okay. Maybe, this is going to be a little bit interesting. And
So
of course it was, but...
People there voted for delegates?
Oh, yeah. People voted for delegates after, it's like, okay,
They didn't vote for you?
Well, who knows? Who knows how much of a ballot...
I know that they didn't vote for you because you didn't get it.
Well, I know, yes, but I mean,
So they didn't
whether or
vote for
not
you.
how would, yeah, of course, but...
That's too bad, though.
No, well,
are you upset about that at all, or?
No,
Just a little bit?
not,
Why not? I would be a little upset.
well, I could be a little bit upset, but I got this, like I said, I'm still going to Black Hills High School in like maybe 6 months or whatever, or I mean 6 weeks.
Try again?
Yeah, and so I got this alternative thing and whatever. It's a little index card size, well, a little bit bigger than an index card. About wrote my name on it, and the precinct chairman or captain or whatever, he signed on my blue form that it was authorized by him.
Authorization, huh?
Right, but the people that were assigned to be a delegate, got a yellow one, a yellow-looking ballot or whatever.
Did they get a trip to DC?
Well, no. It's all going through the county. So the county, Black Hills High School, which is in Tumwater, going back to, I guess, more of my neck of the woods, although
So who gets to go to the convention
back in
then?
2008.
They have more elections for delegates at
Well, yes, it's a continual nomination process. After the county comes the state, and then from the state, people go to the national convention. So it's almost like, I don't know, fish ladders, if you want to have that analogy set in your head.
Thing for just to be a delegate, even though you're all
Yeah,
the same person.
right. So it's all well and good.
So who got to be a delegate? Do you know any of the delegates?
I saw Robert Kem there.
Yeah, is he going to be a delegate?
No, well, not at my neighborhood, but at the overall. Maybe he. Well, I have a feeling I went to Robert's neighborhood, or Robert's house actually, one time to do a video shoot. But he wasn't within. He wasn't within my neighborhood. He lives across the street from Division Street.
Where he lived.
Well,
He's only one of five. Was he one of the 5 Hillary supporters though?
well, if he's outside of my neighborhood, then I don't know if he voted what he voted for.
Oh.
But if Dan was there, he would be at that same elementary school gymnasium, but he would be at a totally different neighborhood. My neighborhood was 7, and ironically enough, at least to me, there were 7 delegates wanting to.
You're confused about what irony is.
That's only suggestive.
No,
So
it's true. You're confused about what irony is.
I'm confused about a lot of things, actually, a lot of things,
Also, but
maybe more than just
You're
a little
confused
bit.
about what irony is, though.
Well, anyway,
Yes, you are.
so
So why don't you say it's okay to be confused about what irony is?
I went on to right. I'm confused about what irony is.
Good.
I'm confused a lot more than just irony. So I went on from TCTV to Garfield Elementary to TCTV. I actually borrowed a videotape here, and it's a videotape that's only 60 minutes long, and I thought
Which
that
one?
would be appropriate. It's comedy. It's from the Good Times label, I guess you could.
Good times comedy, huh?
Yeah, where it's like not Charlie Chaplin, but like Bob Hope and.
Yeah, and you're gonna put it onto a tape?
Well, yeah. So I only need like maybe 30 seconds, or maybe even less than that. Oh yeah, it's going to be a rather short. I just wanted to show basically, how active. This gymnasium, it was so crowded. I did not say this. It was so crowded that lights were actually turned off for 10 seconds, thereabouts.
Why?
Because I guess somebody was like their elbow was against it or whatever. It was. I don't know. It was kind of.
No. What happened when the lights turned off?
I waited for them to turn back on.
Oh, but nobody was like scream?
Well, no, I don't think so. Maybe some people's their blood pressure rose just a little bit. Who knows? But once the lights came on, of course, everyone applauded.
But the sun was out.
And the person on the PA, there was a person on the PA at the time that said, "And let there be light." And, that's kind of like a joke about God, basically. But I wouldn't necessarily know about that, and I certainly wouldn't have footage about that if I didn't go. So I was glad that I checked out the camera. Yeah. Yeah, because I started the recording process promptly at 10 o'clock, because, okay, and...
Did they see you recording when you were getting voted for your delegate?
Oh, no, I put it in the far corner of I didn't want it to be like an interview, it was, I didn't want to interview anyone, I just wanted to kind of get a kind of a sense or a pulse of the activity of what went on.
They didn't mess with you though?
Well, no,
The camera?
No. I didn't really have the camera in line of sight, which kind of made me a little bit worried or whatnot. But Maxwell checked me back in, and he said for me to leave the lens, put the lens cover on, or cap, or whatever you would call that.
There's only
the lens shutter.
One cap.
Yeah. It doesn't have a cap.
Oh, it's got a shutter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you switch or lever or something.
There's only one delegate per 10 people. Is that what it is?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Dice game?
Yeah, I got a pen in my hand.
You already did the thing right at the beginning, so maybe we should do it again. Oh yeah, we actually got a new camera too, so we're gonna try this camera out. It's wireless. It's a wireless camera.
Yeah.
So maybe we should take the camera, the wireless mic to, and see how far. Oh, what the? Whoa! Whoa! Oh, it's kind of dark, huh? Oh, it's wired. Is that cool? Is that cool that it's wireless?
Sure, it's cool.
You don't seem to be too amused by
No, I'm perfectly amused. It's a happy time to be on the what?
Take the wireless mic, wireless camera, wireless mic.
Do both.
And then I want you to walk out the door, see how far you can get to, while we can see.
Okay.
See stuff.
Right. I'll have to get to that. So.
All right, here we go. We're playing the dice game though. Isn't that fun? This wireless, and I got it because you were always tripping on the wires and stuff. So now.
Well.
It's a 2.
That's
That's me here.
Gee, Kenny. Thanks for the awesome gift, I guess.
Yeah.
Of having wireless.
See? Oh, wait. I was trying to show myself the. You can't look at the camera in itself, but it's wireless. Whoa! No wires! Whoa! How does it make? It's like magic. What is that? A H?
I got confused. I'm juggling a lot of kind of like different stuff. Maybe
We're not gonna be rolling an H here. So
but,
point the camera in your face. We're gonna and then walk out the
sure.
door. See how far you can get them. You can walk out the door.
Are you so sure that I'm gonna like break the TV program? No.
Oh, how far are you gonna get? Or I guess point the camera. Point forward. See where you are. Oh, we're losing it already. Actually, it doesn't go that far.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, go back. Go. Keep going a little bit further. Oh no. Yeah. Well. Okay. No. Stop. Oh. Yeah. It's
I'm at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah. It's barely going out the bottom of the stairs. Here. Go. Can you go outside?
Sure.
Is it raining? How hard is it raining?
It's raining kind of somewhat a lot.
All right. Carl's
I
gonna
don't
go outside
have my keys to get back indoors though.
Oh, okay. He's coming back up the stairs. I'm watching this happen. Oh, here he is at the door. Whoa! Oh, that's weird. Hey, it's me. I'm here. Look. Hi. I'm on the couch still. Okay, Carl's gonna get his keys and we're gonna go outside. We're testing this wireless camera. One thing is that it's very dark. It needs more light, maybe, but it's wireless, and that's pretty exciting. So we're losing the signal a bit as it goes out the door, but yeah, we're losing a lot actually. Oh, now it's like almost. Oh. All right, now come back over here.
Hey, Kitty.
Hey, are you outside the window now?
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You have to go out into the street and look up in the window again. Hi. All right. Okay. Hey, it works out the window, I guess, but probably more in the day. Should be more during the day. It really kind of barely works through. I mean, that far, but we can still use it in the room, I guess. I thought it would have a little bit more of a range on it, but that's okay. Once you get in, yeah, now it's working pretty well, but it's still pretty. I think it's pretty amazing. I'm still pretty amazed. Are you amazed?
I am. Yeah.
Good. Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wireless. No wires. Oh, there's some wire somewhere, but it's not right there. It's wireless. Wow. Wowee. No wires. Alright, turn it off because we gotta conserve batteries. Takes AAA batteries, so.
So yeah, that was all interesting caucusing, and went on to TCTV to volunteer for a trans issue-based program, and that was kind of interesting.
What'd they say?
Well, talking about sex change and restrooms, for example. I wanted to potentially do that time at TCTV, but they closed around 6 o'clock, and had something to share. Through my experience at trying to cobble together some of the...
Trying to use the bathroom?
Well, yeah, but I mean, cobble together the video, but the video footage, but I was like distracted in some sense by working on this being a volunteer in the studio as a camera operator and for one of their shoots.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It seems to be really interesting to me that people are wanting to say no to people using trans people in restrooms.
What?
Well, I was meditating about this as the issue on people, like trans people using restrooms. Do you go with your birth gender, or you go with the gender that you actually identify with?
I think you should probably go with the gender that you seem like to the public, because otherwise people are going to get freaked out maybe.
Well, right. But, the people are already a little bit freaked out about this kind of maybe gender change.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was
bathroom?
like, okay, so what I kind of wanted myself to answer this question, as I was doing the video shoot. What's people's problem with trans people using the restroom? It's not that they're gonna conduct a felony, because I think
you don't want to see a lady have you see a pee. You don't want ladies to see a pee.
Well, I don't see how that's
You want a lady to watch a pee?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll be fine
how about
with that.
How about other men?
Well,
You want them to watch you pee too?
I'm not so worried about that either. But it's not that they're gonna see anything, and people that are trans definitely. I think that they have even a lower bar on terms of sexual preference based upon personality, because
the lower bar.
Well, I think that they are willing to identify with people that they know their whole lives, rather than someone just casually off the street. Like that they have even a smaller social pie, to work from.
What did they do? What did they say?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know what they said? They were talking about it, right?
I'm probably going to be. Well, I am. I guess going to be. I die as a man. I mean.
Are you sure? What did they say? What did they say when they went to the? When they were talking about the bathroom? Which bathroom did they use?
Well, I guess I wasn't paying attention too much to when the bathroom. I was so deep in thought. I was actually okay. So if it's not to prevent trans people from hitting on other people, is it to prevent other people from stop hitting on trans people? And
what
I'm like,
is it?
What?
I don't really
I was like,
understand.
what? Is this like all about Larry Craig?
Why are the bathrooms?
Do you remember Larry Craig?
No.
Larry Craig was, this Idaho senator or representative that tried to head up for restroom sex by having a wide stance in a public bathroom stall. And
well, that happened.
Yeah. Well, but I didn't know that that's so common. I looked on the internet for like it's like
for bathroom sex, because that's
well, not for bathroom sex, but I looked at in terms of like internet polls, but poll on Huffington Post said that 59% of the people were somehow uncomfortable about people going with the restroom that they identify with, and I'm just like, what? I don't.
59% of the people are uncomfortable with using the bathroom.
letting other people use the bathroom that they identify with
does
after
that
they
mean?
change their gender.
What?
After
Well,
people
which
change,
bathroom are they supposed to use? You got to use one of them.
they're saying apparently go with your birth gender rather than the Jennifer that you identify with. It's like, oh wow, this person is a creeper, but I think the people that answered these polls are too hyped up, or they're being creepy themselves by, I don't want to hit up anyone in the restroom that is transgendered.
Why are bathrooms separated in the first place? I mean, really, that's.
Well, not that I'm gonna care. I'm not gonna look.
You're not gonna look. I mean, is it for looking? I don't
No.
know what it was. I mean, it's been like that forever, probably. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I wonder what they do in other countries. But
yeah. Well, some places have.
why is it all
only one
about other
bathroom.
countries, Carl? Well, I don't know. It's we're only like 5%
asking
of the
yourself
world's
questions?
population.
I don't really.
There's things we could learn from other people.
You ever think about the
other
bathroom?
cultures,
You ever
other-
worry that you're gonna walk into the wrong bathroom?
Well,
Like-
I think I, like for example, walked into a women's, the girls' bathroom.
Women's, girls.
Well, yeah,
Which
girls. Well, so I was like in middle school or something,
Yeah.
fetching something, like a book bag or whatever. I think at Griffin Middle School, maybe,
Yes.
or something back when I was, 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, or
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, you were a
But,
kid.
Yeah,
Going to
yeah,
the girls' bathroom accident.
yeah. Girls. Well, not. I did it by purpose. To
Oh, yeah?
retrieve what I was.
Somebody left something in there and like go get it, and it was
Yeah.
weird. It was a weird feeling going there.
Well, not that it was weird to me.
It wasn't.
Well, no,
I think it's a little weird. It's a little bit weird feeling to go into the other bathroom. I mean. It's
Well,
just
if I was invisible, let me tell you, I would want to.
watch people pee.
No, not. Haven't you ever seen Porky's? Come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's inappropriate. Though people shouldn't be doing that. Maybe that's why they're separated in the first
I
place.
know.
But that's like naked locker room stuff. That doesn't happen in the bathroom. I don't want to go to the locker room at all. Not really. I mean.
Okay, right,
Yeah.
right. What was I saying?
You walked into
I'm
the
trying to be a
woman-
national figure, and I just now admitted about wanting to be Mr. Invisible and
Yeah, that's
walking.
weird.
Bad.
Bad. So what happened what happened in middle school? You went to the women's bathroom?
Well, yeah, but this is like 16 billion years ago.
Yeah,
or-
but yeah, 20 years ago.
seconds.
Did you get caught?
Well, I don't know. I don't. It's so long ago.
Well, you brought it up.
I know I brought it
You
up.
told
I
a
brought it
story
up
about it,
to. Well, you asked me, and so I told you. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I didn't elicit this information free willy. I'm just like.
Really?
Well, I didn't elicit this information like just like out there. But I mean, it's okay.
I don't know.
Well, you should. This is your program.
I should know what you're not talking about this because it's your program.
I don't.
This is your program.
Yeah, your mom. Right. Okay.
What?
Fine.
Your mom? What are you doing?
Well, no, that's what you would say.
What? Not like your mom. Your mom.
That's what I said. Your mom. You are.
So what? Are you gonna maybe we could take a stand and start using whatever bathroom we feel like.
Well, no, I'm totally unopposed to I don't know who would want to look at a beached whale such as myself, but I mean
I think people go to the bathroom like everybody's trying to keep to themselves.
Yeah.
At least when I
right.
walk into the bathroom, I try to
Sure.
like not make eye contact with other people in there, and hopefully that's how everybody is. So why would you even notice? Who's even noticing the other people in there?
Who even cares?
No.
Hello?
I mean, not even who cares.
Well,
who's,
I mean,
who's even paying so much attention? Like, they're gonna go out of the bathroom and then they're gonna come back and be like,
well,
there was
paying
somebody
attention to the other. You're
to other
so,
people.
You're so
Like, who's gonna go to the bathroom?
hyper focusing on where to go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
okay, go to the sink. Okay, now I'm done with that. I gotta get the hell out of there, baby. Certainly, if
Like, who's gonna go to the bathroom and then be like, leave the bathroom and
mm,
be like, there's somebody weird in the bathroom. Like, you don't notice that kind of thing. At least I don't. Maybe.
well,
Maybe other people are more
I'm glad
focused on
that I
it than
don't
I am.
notice that kind of thing.
All right. Well, here.
I would be a bad person if I noticed that kind of thing, maybe,
Bad.
or just indifferent, maybe.
You got something to say?
Well,
Which bathroom do you like to use?
I like to use the bathroom that I identify with, which is male. But you're watching your daily hour with me. It's our Upper Long Hyper Live call-in television talk show that's recorded every day in Thurston County, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 days on the leap years. YDHWM began on September 19, 2010. It tapes a week in advance. So if you're watching this program at TCTV at 11:30 p.m., this episode taped on the same weekday of the previous week. You're watching this episode at 2:30. 2 o'clock, this episode taped on the same day of the month of the previous year. You can also watch any episode of the program on YouTube.com. Anyone can come on the program, including you, especially you. You can call the program on 360-836-4384 and leave a message. We'll play your message on the next episode of the program and call you back, and everything's hunky-dory. And I didn't miss a thing because I'm still here with an untarnished ego. Thank you.
Good. You're not a little bit tired?
No. What?
Why do you? What your ego?
Well, so I just honestly I don't know why people are so concerned about gender and restrooms.
Well, it's a big.
I mean, come on.
Because
if you don't want to make it about sex, then just say yes. I want to accept their name.
No, I think it's a big
What,
deal.
are you
It's a
Larry
big deal
Craig?
because
Are
on
you
the
Larry,
door.
I don't know who's Larry
Do you
Craig
not understand
anymore.
this? How do you not understand the deal?
Okay,
is
I'll
that
let you talk.
There's two. You talk. I don't want to talk.
I
No,
want
don't
you
wanna
to
talk. I want
explain
you to
this
explain.
problem that I have in my mind.
Okay, so on
Fix my mind, Kenny.
Okay, on the door of the bathroom, it says men and
Yes.
women,
Yes.
and that's the only place where that happens, right?
The only two choices.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in the world, when you go into the movie theater or whatever, you know, it's not like there's a men's movie theater, women's movie theater, stuff like that. So that's a place
Movie
where
theater? You're making restrooms into movie theaters now?
anywhere, like you know, restaurant. There's not like men's restaurant, women's restaurant. It's
well,
the bathroom is the only place where it's separated out like that, and it's got the name on the door.
unless you happen to visit a single ed, co-ed. I mean, I don't know.
School or something. But like,
yeah, the
what's
single.
I mean, who does that? That's not, I mean, but
same-sex
you have a choice to do that. The bathroom.
school.
The bathroom is the only place where you have to use the. You have to use the bathroom.
I
You're
know.
out and about. You can't not use the bathroom unless you go in the woods or something weird.
Well, maybe down in the 40s or the 50s or the 30s, there was like this. Oh, I'm going to a colored restaurant in order to
Yeah.
use the bathroom or something.
I don't think. I mean,
You
I guess
know,
race and gender can have some
I don't know.
some things
Well,
similar, but I think they're kind of separate issues
there were
in a way.
water fountains, I'm sure, that were separated out as well.
Yeah, but that's not the same kind of issue. I think this is a different. I mean, this one is it's older. I guess maybe racism is as old, but it's on the door. It's on the door, and everybody's got to use the bathroom. That's why it's a deal. I mean, right?
I guess I don't know.
Do you not understand how it's a deal? Because how do you not understand it's a deal? It's on the door.
Well, so after I
Like, what if you're in the
after
bathroom?
I processed everything that I wanted to process and threw it up on Facebook, it's like, okay, I need a nap, and so I took a 2-hour-long nap, and then I looked at my clock, and it was like 9:04, and I was like, what is Kenny at the
What are you
studio?
talking about? We're talking about the bathroom. If we're talking
No,
about the bathroom, we're having bathroom
I'm
talk,
talking
Paul.
about my. I thought you want me to tell you about everything that I've seen on the street.
No, that was too.
Or-
That was before. We're on the topic of bathrooms. Here's his message.
What?
Yeah, Luke here.
Lucas.
I was just downtown around 11:30.
My name is Luke,
and
not Lucas.
going to get the bus home. And I decided to look to see if the studio lights were on. They apparently are on. So I thought I'd call, see if anybody's up there. And like if Carl's in there especially, give me a ride home if he wants to instead of the bus. But it's all good. I'm standing here at the bus stop. I'll be definitely making that bus. So have fun.
This is Luke. Can you give me a ride? That's your message, Luke? Come on, Luke.
I didn't know. Well, I had entertained myself to be like maybe an Uber driver.
You need a better car for that, though.
Yeah, that's what Robert says.
Who?
Bird.
Bird, yeah.
Yeah, and so Bird, but I don't know the whole business of using Uber and then like socially kind of like convinced, I guess, to okay, I'll go outside of the county.
Where's the book? Do you see the book?
Okay, I'll go 2 counties away, and you know that's what Bird I think is doing. You know, when he eventually like goes all the way up to Seattle. I heard that, you know, they're still like potentially getting maybe like $3-4 an hour or something. I mentioned that on the program maybe around a week ago, maybe, I think. And yeah, I kind of would rather not to get in that whole dynamic. You know, I don't really like to go to a job that kind of commoditizes people even at all.
Well, that's at most jobs, really. I mean.
Well, yeah, I know, and so it's like, okay, you're gonna earn $10 an hour.
Luxury of choice.
You're gonna earn $10 an hour, and you're gonna earn $12 an hour because you're a little bit more important than this person. And how do you gauge that person? You know,
based on their skills and their experience.
Well, yes, but if you had Ben Carson, for example, if he suddenly had to be a fry cook, Ben Carson is the black, you know, or the person.
Enter your remote.
Well, running for the RNC, Republican National Convention nomination for president, you know, running...
Black Republican?
Well, running against Trump. And so, how does... Hi. Freddie?
No, it's Bird, but what?
Well, who says that the black doctor, you know, who says that black doctors need to earn $12 grand a year? Maybe it's 24 grand a year.
They make more than that, but
well, I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah.
12 grand a month, 12 grand a week.
Yeah.
12 grand a day.
And
I don't
what about
know. Well, the market dictates
you think doctors
that.
should make less? Is that what you're saying?
No, the invisible hand solves everything.
Well, doctors make a lot of money because you have to go to medical school for a long time. Hand? You have to work real hard to become a doctor.
I want to see this motherfucking invisible hand.
What?
I don't know.
Doctor? Do you think doctors make too much? You want to get paid?
No. No, that's not what I'm saying. If Ben Carson becomes a fry cook, you know, he does have a lifestyle that, you know, it's like, I want to be a doctor still, but
I'm sure he's like a lawyer or something if he's already a politician. I mean, I'm sure he's got a lot of money.
Well,
or is he a career politician already?
No, he's a neurosurgeon, I believe. But
oh, well, that's probably, I mean, it's hard to, you have to go to school for a long time to become a neurosurgeon.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So that's why you get the money, because of all that school you go to.
One of the well, we're not at the caucus anymore, but Bernie advocates for free education.
What did Bernie think about the
rather
bathroom?
than going into, what bathroom does Bernie choose? But
Hi, how you doing?
yeah,
It's Saturday, and
hi.
thinking about you.
Stop
again.
doing that.
I like you
And,
doing that, baby.
Want to say hello and
don't
inquire about the calendar and how it's
Ugh.
looking. How does Tuesday look?
I'm
I'd
not.
like to
I think it's
see you.
way open.
Maybe I could be there and visit on Tuesday. I hope you are doing very well and look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
oh.
Bert, why are you talking so slow?
Yeah, well, maybe he's driving
hoping
as
you are
he-
doing
he could be driving.
very well.
He could be calling, because he's multitasking and whatever else. And I actually don't recommend calling and driving, just because it's
It's dangerous. That's dangerous.
apparently illegal. Certainly in some states of the union.
Let's get that. I think we're running out of time pretty soon. Let's get the next things going with the active commercials and stuff.
Yeah.
Which bathroom do you use? Just start asking people that. I mean, that's a
Getting
loaded.
awkward.
It's loaded.
A loaded question.
Which bathroom do you use? Why and why?
Hey, you've reached Freddie Dobler. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave me a nice message, then I'll call you back as soon as I can.
Well, that's
Thanks a
too
lot.
bad. I was really counting on talking to someone today.
Which bathroom do you use and why? Freddie, you can call us back. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Freddie's in the bathroom. I mean, he's in the
Desert.
desert. Yeah.
Death Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the end of the show. Hey, we're gonna get the commercial going. Let's go look at the commercial first. Wow, time flew by today. Someday I think it was yesterday. We were like, what are we gonna do? What is all this stuff? And today we had all this stuff. Maybe the caucuses and stuff. But
Carl, too much talking.
Bird,
Maybe.
Hello.
Bird, how you doing?
Hi.
We're on TV.
Doing well.
Did you go to caucus?
No. Did you?
No. Carl did.
I was thinking about it though.
We're looking
How
at the
was it?
commercial from last year. Whoa.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
What?
It's been so hot today. Just mildly hot, but 71 degrees, and
What?
we had to break window open.
Carl's got a messed up knee.
And it's healing. Of course, I couldn't open that window myself, so
Must pass over. Change is fake.
11:30 p.m. and 2 a.m. Channel
We got
22.
360-836-4384. Pull out your phones. Put in this phone number. Climate change is false. That's proof.
Yeah.
Call. Bye. Because it was hotter last year.
Crazy. You're crazy, man.
It's the end of the show. Bird, you want to come on next Tuesday?
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be at nighttime, probably same like 9 o'clock.
That sounds perfect.
Where are we? It's been a couple of weeks. We haven't seen you.
Yeah, I've just been
We're
doing
going
other
overtime. We're going
stuff.
overtime or something, are we?
All right.
We're going to play the final dice game. What number do you want?
Give me a 3. The magic number.
All right. So far, you got 500 points. Didn't I have 500 points? No, you don't have any points so far, actually. I have 500 points, and now we'll roll the rest of them. Oh. So what's 3's 1 then? Bird, you won.
All right. It's about time. I needed that. Thank you.
TCTV, La Baby, Jordan East, StopTheSpot.com, dog. What's your hell yeah, dog? Viewers only. Drink water, Carl. It's good for you. Hey, Bird, which bathroom do you use?
What?
Coming up in the next episode of the program.
Hey, fuck you.
Hey, we got Mr. Mitsu on the program. Sorry for the bleeps, Kenny. Or I mean, Freddy.
On the phone. We're over here.
What's up, Freddy?
What's up,
Freddy?
Freddy.
Yep, he's getting back from the dead.
Stupid over there. You know me. That's what I'm talking about. Jimmy, what are you doing? You can't make it. That's me.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah, well, I didn't sleep. But, you know, that's fine. I don't know. Good. Or, no, I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Shut up!
You fucking cunt in your face, motherfucker.